Postpartum depression is not just something mothers experience. Fathers struggle with similar symptoms as well.
Yeah, doctors say more research is needed, but a new study suggests at least 1 in 10 men can suffer from perinatal mental health disorders. Jared Morgan is a licensed clinical social worker and a therapist, and he's here to discuss the silent struggles that many fathers deal with. Good morning, and thank you for being with us, Jared.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I think this is surprising to a lot of people. I think we're used to talking about what a mother goes through after birth. We're not used to involving the father in that conversation.
Yeah, not at all. And a lot of men suffer from it. 1 in 5 women experience postpartum depression or anxiety. 1 in 3 women of color do. And if your partner, the father has a 50% chance of experiencing postpartum anxiety and depression
Is that
if
high?
their partner experiences it.
Oh, wow. Can you talk a little bit about, I think some people hear men postpartum, they go, whatever, like that's not accurate. I've had a friend who went through this, and it's very, very real. And can you just describe to people the symptoms? And as you said, if you're in a household where both parents are struggling, how those of us on the outside can help if we're seeing some of these symptoms play out?
Yeah, so some of the symptoms are irritability, isolation, disinterest in the baby. There might be an increase in like gaming or pornography watching, substance abuse or alcohol increase, and sleep disruption and or
which is going to happen anyway.
Yeah, already.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. As well as more arguments between partners.
And what is the difference in this? Because a new baby comes into the household and it's a very stressful environment. So a lot of people start some of those toxic behaviors you named just because they're stressed and overwhelmed. What's the difference in a man actually going through postpartum?
Well, I think you're just it's a little bit more severe. And we're not really looking for an actual diagnosis. It's if you're experiencing any of those symptoms, we just want those fathers to get help, because really if we're not all healthy until all of us are healthy.
Yeah. I think about, though, I had a girlfriend, too, who went through very bad postpartum depression. She was so hesitant 10, 15 years ago to go get help, thinking people were going to judge her as a mom, think that there was something wrong with her. You then think about how hard it is to get men to go get help, even if it's a physical diagnosis,
right, a regular doctor's appointment,
mental diagnosis. So how can we be more supportive of our community of families, specifically men?
For one, just talking about it a little bit more and normalizing it. That's why I'm out here saying that I've been in therapy for a long time, and there's really nothing wrong with it. It doesn't mean that you're crazy.
No, we love therapy too.
Yeah,
we do.
You're in the right space, Jared,
because I understand part of this is from your own personal journey.
Yeah.
Tell us more about that.
Yeah. Well, I think I already had a tendency to experience depression. And so when my daughter was born, it kind of just rocks your entire world.
Yeah.
And at the time, I was still soul searching, figuring out what I wanted to do, and all of that kind of went on pause. And as I was, now focusing on raising her with my wife.
Children are beautiful.
Thank you. And so, I had a lot of support, both my wife and my mother. And a lot of resources, but a lot of people out there don't. And so, just here trying to let people know that there are resources out there, and that there is no shame in getting help. It's really just, having somebody to talk to, and finding community.
What's the right and wrong way to talk to somebody, though? Because I think there are moments, you got people that are like, well, toughen up, guy. This is a hard time.
Yeah, well, minimizing it is terrible.
That's true.
Also, shaming them about their symptoms is not a good thing. Just empathizing and giving people grace and compassion is the way of going about it.
Absolutely. As we talk about, this is a larger conversation of mental health. We're moving some of that stigma for everyone, but especially for men who we know are even more, feel that pressure to feel tough and not talk about their feelings. So, Jared, thank you for starting this conversation and for being with us this morning.
Yeah, absolutely.
All
Thank
right.
you.